Hi, I'm Elaine. This is Elena's XYZ, a vlog that's currently about stumbling into one of Ethiopia's most cherished festivals, Meskel. So I'm traveling around East Africa right now, and I'm in the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and I'm still kind of amazed by my luck because completely unexpectedly, I managed to arrive here just in time for the Meskel Festival. Like, I came here and my host was like, "Oh, so what are you doing for Meskel?" And I was like, "What's Meskel?" Since I was here and the timing was so fortuitous, I learned about it and joined in on the festivities. And since it felt like fate that I would just catch something like this so unexpectedly, I'm doing a video about it right away. Okay, so what is Meskel? It's an Ethiopian Orthodox Church holiday predicated on the discovery of a Christian artifact, the true cross of Jesus Christ. That sounds so Indiana Jones, doesn't it?
That belongs in a museum. So do you.
According to legend, Queen Helena, mother of Constantine the Great, went on a search for the cross Jesus Christ was crucified on in 326 AD. After being inspired by a dream, she made a bonfire whose smoke pointed her to where the cross was buried, and thus was created a Christian feast festival that has been celebrated for over 600 years.
While Christmas and Easter are obviously the more popular, well-known Christian holidays all over the rest of the world, here in Ethiopia, Meskel kind of reigns supreme. And this is possibly because it comes after the Ethiopian traditional New Year, which is right now around when the rainy season stops. It has been intermittently rainy and sunny here in Ethiopia, so I guess the rainy season isn't quite completely over. Maybe that's climate change. So what happens on Meskel? So Meskel actually happens across 2 days. There's Meskel Eve and then the actual day of Meskel. This time around, the Eve landed on Friday, September 27th, which is actually one of the Orthodox Church's traditional fasting days. So celebrations might have been a little muted, or at least a little less bloody, because fasting here in Ethiopia seems to mean no meat and no dairy.
In the morning, people all around Ethiopia were already beginning to build Demera, a tall pyramid of branches that acts as the bonfire enshrined in mythos. They are topped with bouquets of yellow flowers, also called Meskel.
These pyres can be found in backyards, at intersections, basically anywhere where people can gather. And the biggest one of all is in Addis Ababa's main square, called Meskel Square, named after this festival.
At this point in time, it's probably worth mentioning that Meskel means cross, so cross festival in Cross Square with cross flowers. Starting around 4 p.m. on Meskel Eve, churches and their parishioners get ready to parade into the square singing and dancing Ethiopian hymns. Clergy and public leaders give speeches and biblically themed floats circle the grounds.
The last 2 years have been a bit testy in Ethiopia, with a rise in ethnic-fueled unrest and accusations that the government has not been doing enough to protect Orthodox churches from various attacks that have been happening on them. For both 2018 and 2019, it seems that the main speeches by the patriarch and other church leaders have been focusing on this renewed call for unity. In fact, from what I heard and saw at Meskel Square, there was also some controversy going on about whether or not a version of the Ethiopian flag could be shown without the current government's little star of power. But I don't want to get too much into that because I'm new to Ethiopia. I definitely cannot talk too deeply about any of their struggles or history. Let's just end that whole segment by saying that luckily this year the celebrations were very peaceful.
Possibly the only thing that was a little nerve-wracking that happened was when somebody's bull got loose in the crowd. I've been told that there's no specific reason a bull should have been in the crowd, especially since Meskel Eve was on a fasting day. The leading theory was that some guy probably came in from the hills with his bull and accidentally lost control of it. Anyways, tens of thousands of people headed to the square, and as the ceremonies continued and the sky darkened, people lit wax candles to create a sea of light around the main bonfire. And then, when it got completely dark, the main bonfire was set. It burned until it fell in a certain direction. Apparently east is supposed to be lucky, and so usually the bonfire is made to fall east.
That was about as close as I got, since my local buddy was a little afraid taking a foreign lady too deep into the crowds, which I am appreciative of. It made it really easy for us to walk on out right afterwards and get something to eat before we went our separate ways. And then the celebrations continue into the next day.
At the site of the Demera, people in the morning take ashes to mark their foreheads with the sign of the cross, and then they get together to feast some more.
I hadn't actually expected to take part in any of these days' festivities, considering I don't have an Orthodox church family here in Ethiopia to return to. But I just happened to stumble into something else.
I'd gone to the National Museum of Ethiopia, which is known for its exhibit on Lucy, one of the first complete skeletons of our humanoid ancestors discovered by archaeologists. There, I decided to get a quick bite at their conjoined restaurant, also called Lucy. And lo and behold, the staff was having their own Meskel mini celebration, which they invited me to join.
Awesome!
Which meant I got to witness an Ethiopian coffee ceremony, where usually a young, beautiful girl in traditional Ethiopian costume arranges the ceremonial apparatus on a bed of long grasses. She roasts green beans in a pan over a charcoal brazier, and then brews it in a black pot with a narrow spout, and pours sugar first and then coffee into small, handless cups that are then passed around. The traditional accompaniment is actually popcorn. The group even did a ceremonial carving where the man of the house said some words of blessings before slaughtering an animal. Well, actually, luckily, the restaurant substituted a bull or a goat for doba, a fluffy Ethiopian bread. But this was still done in a traditional style where they divided it into pieces and we all grabbed a piece and shared.
What a treat that was.
At night, I went to eat Meskel's special occasion dish, kitfo, minced raw beef marinated in a chili spice blend called mita mita, and an herby butter called miter kibe. It was served on a bed of a crumbly metal cheese called ayube and cooked grains called gomen, and accompanied by the famous Ethiopian wrap injera, and also a flatbread called kocho, which was basically this thick, vaguely banana-tasting bread that was made from this plant called ensete.
Anyway, oh my goodness, you guys. I cannot believe my luck this time coming into Ethiopia. I am so glad and amazed that I got to take a part in this, and having been there in the middle of Meskel Square, I can see why this is a big deal for visitors of all stripes to come and see. It was absolutely beautiful. If you found this video useful, please like and subscribe, and you can find me off of YouTube on my Instagram or on my website, ElaineIsXYZ. See you next time doing whatever it is I'm doing.